Hi there, I'm Gina Kim Timmons, and I'm so excited to be here with you all today. Creators always ask, how do I get my content seen on Pinterest? Well, it's a really great question and also the topic of today's session. We'll go over the most effective format to reach new audiences, talk a little bit about the secret sauce to creating inspiring content, and ways you can leverage our tools to really stand out and break through the feed. Ashley already went over all the different ways you can share content on Pinterest, but for this session, I really want to focus on story pins. Here's why. Story pins are the first of its kind on Pinterest. And by the way, it's still in beta, so if you want early access, check out our resources page. With story pins, you become the editor-in-chief, the producer of your own narrative, the star of your story. You can combine videos, photos, and text all within this multi-page format directly from your phone. Story pins can be seen across all of our surfaces, and just like other formats on Pinterest, they don't disappear or get buried. Because story pins were designed to help you build an audience on Pinterest, it's considered to be one of the most powerful formats for creators. And they're perfect for all types of content. Share your favorite recipes, styling tips, skincare routines, how-tos, at-home workouts, you name it. At this point, you might be wondering, what even makes a story pin good? Here's how I would think about building your story pin narrative. First, start with a video on your cover page. Videos are definitely attention-grabbing, especially when it's in feed. Don't forget to add title or text to indicate what your story pin's about right on that cover. This is important because if you really want to stand out in feed, you want to hook your audience right away. From there, the second page should help readers understand what they might need to try that recipe, that look, that how-to. Then, show readers the step-by-step process of how they can replicate what you're making. Use as many pages as you need for this part to show each step. Now it's time for the payoff. Show off your finished creation and be sure to encourage your audience to take an action. My recommendation is to let them know that your story pin is part of a series by saying something like, check out my style tips board. I post there every Monday, or follow me for more holiday cocktail recipes. Every story pin also has an auto-populated page from us at the end that has a follow button, so readers are encouraged to follow you to see your content first. If you don't have access to story pins yet, you might be wondering what the creation flow looks like. So I'm going to give you a little sneak peek. From the For You tab, you'll see a nav bar at the very bottom. Click that plus sign in the middle and tap Story Pin. From there, you can start adding in your content. You can either choose media from your camera roll, or you can film content in the moment directly from your phone. Note that each page only allows up to 60 seconds, but guess what? You can totally trim and edit that footage right in the Pinterest app. Story Pins also has other editing features you can use to add a personal touch to your content. Choose your font, text color, and specify text duration during transitions of animation. You can add music from your library, adjust the original sound, record a voiceover, and adjust the quality of your content using all of our different filters. Now that you're all up to speed on how to create a story pin, let's do a deeper dive on best practices. First, tell a good story. Plan your content and really aim for a beginning, middle, and end. You can add up to 20 pages so you have a lot of space to really tell your story, to show your look, to make really engaging content. The second tip I have for you today is to absolutely use video. You're a creator, so you know this already. Video is engaging on every channel, but especially on story pins. To really stand out in feed, start with video on the cover. As I mentioned before, it's really your best chance to stand out and hook your audience. If you're filming video directly from your Pinterest app, consider the usual quality checks. Do you have good lighting? When in doubt, go for natural. What's your focal point? Make sure that's clear when you're filming. And of course, keep that hand steady and try using a phone tripod. The most engaging stories are personal ones. It's what makes your audience feel connected to you as a person and what will keep them coming back for more content. Before you share your famous chocolate chip cookie recipe, Tell your audience about the first time your grandmother shared it with you. Remember that your creative mind is unique to you and you alone. Show us just a snippet of your life, and I just know that you'll get more eyes on your content. Next, keep it focused. Your story pin doesn't need a super complex recipe or how-to. Just focus on one idea and truly make it shine. Add details to really help your idea stand out. Just like other Pinterest formats, make sure your title is SEO friendly. Provide context and clarity to your pages with text and voiceover, and leverage the details page at the end of the creation flow to list needed ingredients or materials. But avoid adding links to your copy. Keeping your story pin link free, you'll be able to drive on-platform engagement and grow your audience on Pinterest. As I mentioned earlier, be sure to add a clear call to action on the last page of your story pin. We recommend using short, actionable phrases like comment, try, or follow. Finally, make sure you add a story pin to the most relevant board at the end of the creation flow. This is June Ambrose. She's a costume designer, creative director, and a true style icon. She's also on the panel with Babs Birchfield a little bit later today, so definitely check that one out. So as she thought about her Pinterest first content, she had an idea. She knew she wanted to create a board where she can share styling tips, so she did just that, and she launched a board series called What's Cooking in June's Closet. Definitely check out her daytime disco look. It's my personal fave. Now that we've gone over how to leverage story pins to help you stand out in feed and grow your audience on Pinterest, I want to take a step back and talk about what makes inspiring content. We did research into the performance of content on Pinterest, and what we found was that the highest performing pins on the platform have at least 2 of these 5 dimensions. First up, novelty. Really lean into content that feels fresh and imaginative. Some quick tips on how to take a new spin on an old idea. Use custom photography. Avoid posting content that already exists on Pinterest. Add value and create new trends. Give content your own unique spin to differentiate it from the rest. On Pinterest, the most relevant and inspiring ideas win. Some quick tips for this one. Build for context by leveraging everyday interests, seasonal holidays, milestones, and cultural moments. Things like how to decorate your home for the holidays, or content that speaks directly to planning moments like weddings and parties. Build for a diverse audience. Provide details that help pinners decide if a pin is right for them. You can do this by using a title to specify your audience, like easy dinners for busy dads. Pinterest is a visual platform, so design and imagery are integral to the success of a pin. Here are some quick tips to create eye-catching pins that grab pinners' attention as they scroll through their feed. Lead with compelling images, try going monochrome, add a pop of color, embrace pattern, get textured, play with space, pick a product hero, and most importantly, make it human. One pro tip for this one: use type sparingly and only when necessary. Text should cover less than 30% of the image, and make sure it's legible, so no super tiny text. Pinners are seeking out positivity throughout our platform, now more than ever. And we know that content that embodies good vibes is something that pinners gravitate towards, whether that's motivational quotes or just uplifting messaging. Here's a fact: more than 30 million people are pinning quotes each month. Make pins that people love to save. The best pins inspire people to try, make, or do new ideas, and give them the tips and details they need to bring that inspiration to life. When you create a pin, think about what your audience might be interested in and what information they need to get started. A few tips for this one. First, identify a clear subject or theme. Always add a title and description. Use the description field to list out the ingredients or step-by-step instructions, particularly for recipe pins, and always credit your sources. Now that you know what makes inspiring content, let's talk about a few other tools you can use to help you plan your Pinterest content. First, be sure to leverage audience insights. Audience insights are powerful because they reveal what your existing and potential followers are interested in based on their behavior on Pinterest. With a business account, You can use the Audience Insights dashboard to get a better glimpse at what your audience is into. The results may surprise you. Another personal favorite tool that I truly encourage you to check out on Pinterest is Trends. It's a self-serve tool for any business or creator to plan a Pinterest-first strategy by exploring the top trending terms on Pinterest. With Trends, you can get inspired with cold start cards, explore top US search terms, refine with autocomplete suggestions, dive deeper with related terms, and see a term's top pins. So creator, how do you break through the feed? Here's some key takeaways for breaking through the feed. Start creating story pins today. Request early access on our resources page. Lean on our best practices and 5 dimensions of inspiring content as you start to create. Leverage audience insights and trends to help you create engaging content. And most importantly, we love hearing from creators that they're seeing measurable success using story pins. We created this format so creators could publish right onto Pinterest and grow their audience on the platform. And Isabel has experienced just that. If you want to request access to story pins, check out that resources tab on our site. Thanks for joining me today. Let's stay in touch.